All right, what's up guys? We're out here in my twin turbo Corvette C6, man, and it's a nice Saturday. It's morning time. We're gonna get out, we're gonna drive this bad boy around a little bit. I'm out in the twin turbo Corvette, man. We've done some updates to this car recently. We had to replace the water pump. It was starting to squeak a little bit. I was driving it and I would hear it squeak every now and then. I'm like, man, is it the belt? So we replaced the tensioner, we replaced the idler pulley, replaced the belt, of course, and we were still getting that intermittent squeak. So eventually I was driving it and I started smelling a little bit of coolant. I looked underneath the car and I saw coolant and I was like, yep, that's the water pump. There's a C-hole on the water pump. Once it goes bad in the Corvette C6, it will start leaking water, and that's a clear indication that that water pump's bad. And it was definitely bad on mine. And honestly, for the water pump installation replacement, it's pretty easy, man. There's like 7 bolts in the water pump. You've got a couple hoses, the radiator hoses, the heater hoses, of course the belt. But overall, the change is pretty simple. It took us about 2-3 hours, and that's flushing it and making sure we got air out the coolant system and all that good stuff. But it's a pretty easy repair. The water pump for the Corvette C6 does run anywhere from $200 to $400. I would recommend getting an OEM water pump if you can. It ran me about $350. It was a pricey little unit, but that bad boy's running perfect. And you know what? It is what it is. It's a Corvette C6. Man, it's a nice day. The worst part about Atlanta is if you come out after 10 o'clock, you can expect traffic. Man, I was out on the interstate last night. It was 12 o'clock at night just to try and get out, get a little cruise where there's no traffic. I still ended up in dead stop traffic on I-20. Just crazy. But anyways, I sound like old man complaining about the traffic, but it's tough, man, when you're in a big city and you've got a fast car, trying to find some roads you can have a little bit of fun on safely. It's not easy. So if you're in more of a rural area, which I used to be when I grew up in Columbia, South Carolina, man, there's a lot more back roads, a lot more areas you can have some fun. In a big city like Atlanta, you got to be careful. There's a lot of cops, there's a lot of traffic, there's a lot of bad drivers, so it's not necessarily the place you want to play in a 1300 horsepower Corvette, especially at 11 o'clock on a Saturday morning. I actually think we're only on map 1 right now. We are, we're on map 1, we're on Wastegate. Map 1 Wastegate, I don't know, it's like 9 pounds, so it's probably like 600, maybe 650 or something. It still runs good. Map 3 will turn up, it's about 900, 950. Map 4, we're a little closer to 1,000. Map 5, we're around 1,100. That's at the wheel. But yeah, it's in map 1 right now, and it's still fun, man. I mean, 600, 650 wheels, a good place to be to have some fun. Go hit up some Chick-fil-A and go see my friends over here. They know me by name. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but it's around the corner, and I come here all the time, so we're gonna see. They always want me to bring the Corvette, and I'm always in the M5, but we'll take the Corvette to them today, and we'll see if they say anything. Good, how are you? Yeah. Oh, yeah, thank you. I hope you do too. Thank you so much. See you. Alright, so we did get 1 point on the board. They called me Mr. Matt, so there you go. They got to start calling me Mr. Matt's Boosted. Turbo racing seats, they're not bad. They're a little stiff. They're about what you would expect out of a racing seat. They're not as comfortable as the factory seats, and the factory seats actually sit just a little lower. I'd say maybe a ½ inch lower or so. I can tell because I just sit up just a pinch higher. I've got a window strip right here, and sometimes I almost have to look through it because of my ride height. And I can move it back a little bit, but then it feels like I'm too far away from the steering wheel. I got to stretch too far for the clutch. So this feels like a good position to be in, but I just sit a little high. If I sit straight up, my head's touching the roof, and it's a little high, but it's not bad. No complaints. Just know that if you're taller and you're going to Corvo racing seats, they might sit just a touch high. We're sitting here idling. We're around 218 or so. A lot of guys have been posting on the Corvette forum recently saying, man, my Corvette's running 230. I'm starting to freak out. Just know that if it's running that warm, it's probably okay. If you're like in Arizona, if you're somewhere where it's super hot, 230 is probably okay. Just make sure you've done a good coolant system flush. Make sure there's no air in the system, man. The Corvettes are super notorious for that. Because of how the coolant system's designed, it's really easy to get air trapped in there, and it'll cause a lot of weird, finicky overheating issues and fluctuations in temperatures. One of the biggest improvements on this car, I've said it a million times, the DeWitt's radiator. I don't have the dual fans on here. I wish I would have got the dual fans just while we're in here doing the radiator and stuff, but if you do the radiator, go ahead and get the dual fans with it as well. Also, keep in mind, this car is a base model. It doesn't have an oil cooler, and you know, I've got twin turbos as well. I've thought about adding an oil cooler to this car, and there's not a lot of good places to put them really for the best position for an oil cooler in here. I've seen a lot of guys do that, and it was removing one of the fog lights and putting it in there and doing that type of setup. But overall, I haven't done one yet. Maybe when I do the upgraded engine here down the road, I'll do something like that. But right now, temperatures are fine. You know, I don't take it out when it's scorching hot during the day or anything like that, so it's no big deal. If this thing was a daily driver, it would be a little bit of a pain in the butt with the turbos, with any kind of boost, any kind of heat soak, adding more heat like summertime temperatures, driving, stopping and going in traffic. The Corvette is going to have a tendency to run warm, and I'd say really that's one of the biggest downfalls about the Corvette is just their tendency to run warm. It can be a little scary at times. Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. You too. And another bad thing about the Corvette, I don't know if you can see this, the cup holder. Cup holder. It's not good. That's my second complaint about the Corvette. Is the first is it runs slightly warm, no big deal. But I tell you what really grinds my gears is the dang cup holder. Such a terrible position for it. With the stick, man, I'm afraid I'm gonna knock out my large sweet tea when I'm trying to go to third and banging gears. I got a push button right here on the side. I can go maps 1 through 5. The car starts off in map 1. I push the button, I go to 2, and so on and so forth. This is the boost lease boost controller. Really, really nice unit. The next upgrade for the Corvette, we got the roll cage, suspension on this thing. I got the bead locks at the house. I got to get the tires for them, got to put them on. Honestly, I'm still trying to just run down these tires a little bit. You know, they're still pretty good, still got plenty of miles on them. So I'm just saving a little money and, you know, running these tires out, and then we'll get some new tires this winter, put the bead locks on there, and we'll do some upgrades this winter. You know, this year we haven't had any big issues. Like I said, we replaced the water pump, rewired the car, we fixed the brake lights, we upgraded the tail lights, upgraded the rear spoiler. I had a spoiler on there, it was cracking, so we went with this one from Extreme Online store, put the front wheels on it finally, and honestly, we're just kind of cruising right now. You know, all the upgrades now are really expensive. I mean, suspension's not terrible, roll cage isn't terrible, but after that, we're basically done except drivetrain and doing a new engine and bigger turbos, and that's not going to be cheap, so we're going to save up a little bit, and we're going to enjoy the setup for now, and then we'll upgrade. One thing guys ask me a lot is, what wheel setup are you running on the rear, man? What's the biggest rear tire setup you can go on the base model? And the biggest rear tire setup you can go with the base model is going to be a 305. That's going to be a 305 45/17, 305 35/18. Now you've got to make sure that you've got the right front tire matchup. It's got to be within 1.5 inches and 1/2 inch of the front tires. But based on my research and based on my testing, a 305 is the biggest you can go on the rear of the base model without extending past the fender or without rubbing. Appreciate you guys watching, man. I just want to shoot a quick video on the twin turbo Corvette, just give you guys an update on what's going on with this thing, man. I hope your Corvettes are running well. I just want to go to Chick-fil-A, get a little breakfast, a little lunch, you know, get my Saturday started. Hope you guys have a good day, man. Appreciate you guys watching. Like and subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one.